If you want to learn how to build your email list from scratch and get the top strategies that took me from only having mine and my mom's email to having over 100,000 email addresses, you've come to the right place. Hi, I'm Ilean Harris, an entrepreneur and Cuban American. When I started as an entrepreneur, I had little resources, so I quickly learned how to work smart. I experienced lots of headaches and setbacks when I started, but today everything is different. I've got clients in over 20 countries, I've traveled the world, and I want to show you how to do the same. In this community, you will gain amazing training and inspiration to build a business of your dreams and a great lifestyle to go with it. Whether you're an entrepreneur with lots of ambition and experience or you have just started your entrepreneurial journey, you've come to the right place. Remember, you can have it all. I know there's a lot of ways out there to connect with people. I know that you can be on YouTube, you can be on TikTok, you can be on Instagram, you can be on Facebook. But the truth is that we don't own any of it, okay? Let's have fun on social media, but let's be clear as entrepreneurs, we just don't own this, all right? This is not ours. It can get shut down, it can have technical glitches, or it can become irrelevant. MySpace and Snapchat. All right, don't throw things at me in the comments. But it's true, guys, it happens. And so maybe you were crushing it on Instagram and now you're like, all right, back to TikTok. And then you're on TikTok and you're like, never mind, maybe I'll be on Pinterest. And the point is that you should be on those things and you should be connecting with people. And this isn't to say don't use social media. This is to say use it strategically. Use it for your benefit and use it in a way that's truly going to help you build a successful business, not just in the short term, but in the long term. Having an email list is also extremely helpful for your ideal audience. Think about it. Everyone that you have following you and everyone that you want to follow you typically sees about 2,000 advertisements every single day. Now, if I let you borrow my car, which I won't, this is just an example, but if you borrowed my car and you drove from Miami all the way to Orlando, would you memorize every single billboard that you saw along the way? Would you even have the time to look at every single billboard left and right, in the front, in the back, when it's raining, when it's not? It's just too much, right? And so the same thing happens when you're scrolling. There's even ads when I'm checking my email. I can't hide from them at all, and they don't even bother me. And thankfully, that's because our brains typically know where to tune out some things, right? And so that's what your ideal audience is going to do, right? And it's not that fun if they tune out something that they really need from you. And since they see about an average of 2,000 ads a day, I'm not saying not to advertise. I love ads, but I am saying let's do it in a way that's smart so that we can then work smarter. So get this, did you know that the average person gets about 50 emails a day? So would you rather be 1 in 2,000 or 1 in 50? I'd rather be 1 in 50 any day, plus knowing that I own my database, that it's my list of contacts that I'm able to nurture and add value to rather than just showing up all salesy every time I'm launching something. And so this is a really great strategy. It's really helpful for your audience because if you need to reach them, you can. They don't have to now have to dig through social media and go through a lot of hoops to get to you, and neither do you. Another thing is that it's economical. If you don't build an email list, every time you want to announce something, you're going to have to advertise. But what if you advertised once, were able to connect with the right people, repel the wrong people, and then the next time you had to reach out to them, instead of solely relying on advertising, now you're able to send them an email. Now you're able to connect. And so to do this, it's not rocket science. You don't have to do anything spammy or salesy or pushy. All you have to do is add tons of value, help people, and do so strategically so that you can make a difference in other people's lives, whether they buy from you or not, and so that your business can continue to grow the right way. Doesn't that sound good? Let's look at an example right now from my very own business because, hey, you got to practice what you preach, right? And so I'm not going to show you anything that I read in a book or heard in a seminar. I'm just going to show you what's working in my business, how I'm crushing it so that you can too. So let's check out this example right now. So there's a lot of different ways that you can build your email list. There's a lot of different strategies out there. And I have found after growing my online business without any like major affiliates promoting me, without any like massive connections, that this really is the smartest way to do it. And that's why I want to show you how it works. And I want to lay out for you this simple strategy so that you can go ahead and start using it in your business. So let's talk about how to build your digital assets so that you can promote your evergreen funnel that promotes your programs, that promotes your services. Two major things that you need to know before I share this with you. One, this takes work and effort. This is simple to understand and it is simple to do, but you still have to get in feedback, see what's not working, tweak it until it is a well-oiled machine for yourself. Just like anything else you do in life, maybe you move in somewhere and you shift some furniture till you figure out exactly how you want to decorate that place. The same thing can happen in your business. So the strategy works, but everybody needs to tweak it so that it works for their audience. And then the next thing I want to tell you is that, look, I don't want you getting overwhelmed with all these terminology things that I'm going to share with you, like funnels and digital assets and this and that. At the end of the day, what I'm really telling you is help as many people as possible, like literally leave people better than you found them. And the more you do that, the more you'll grow your business. I'm just showing you a way that you can do it without doing it one-on-one, face-to-face, going to networking events. But that's literally what I'm doing. Whether somebody buys from me or not, I have that goal in front of me to have helped them, to have supported them, to have given them the clarity that they need so that they can move forward. That's what I want you to do too. These terms, these strategies are just ways to truly execute the main goal, which is helping people. If you're not helping people, it really doesn't matter how big your email list is, how many followers you have, because we don't want just a list of followers. We really want a community of people that know, like, and trust you. And this is what I have found to be the best way for me to do that quickly, to be able to scale it without burning out, and to still have some time freedom and some sort of personal life, right? Because we get really excited about our careers and it can be time consuming and life consuming and all consuming, really. And so that's really what I envision for you. Because you never have to slow down because you want to grow a business. You shouldn't have to take your foot off the gas because you've got kids or you've got a job or you're going to school or you're getting married or, you have hobbies or pets, etc. You should be able to add tons of value without working 24/7. But before we've got passive things happening in our business, like passive income or lead generation, we're just attracting a ton of people to our companies, we've got to be active, right? Before you make sales in your sleep, we got to wake up and we got to make it happen. And this is how you do it. You do it with digital assets. Digital assets are things that you build online that truly give you value. They're your chunk of real estate on the internet. Just like real estate would have value in real life, you'd consider that an asset because you know that it has value if you want to sell it. You can take out a loan against it. You can rent it out. You can sell it. You can do all these other things to it, right? Can you say the same things about all the posts on social media? Can you say the same thing about all the other things happening in your business? If your website is not attracting business to you, right now it's not an asset yet. So you've got to essentially do things in a way so that everything that you build essentially turns into an asset for you. And my favorite types of assets are webinars, ebooks, e-courses, things that teach, things that add value. And you can do this even if you have a physical product, because for instance, if you're selling a physical product about weight loss, like how many people would love for it to just be as simple as taking a product, right? But what about someone's confidence, someone's health habits, the way someone is eating, all these other things. So what if you were adding value, giving information? Now your products make a lot of sense because people get the bigger picture. And so essentially, my goal is to leave people better than I found them, whether it is a workbook, whether it is a free class. That's all I want to do. I want to help people. And by helping people is how you show your credibility. Look, if you go to IleanHarris.com, I don't even know where you could find on the website that I have an MBA, because it really doesn't matter to my ideal customer. That is something that matters to me. It's something that, helped me as part of my journey, but it's not really mandatory to be a coach. And it's certainly not the part of who I am that's going to help deliver results. And so that's what I'm focused on, delivering on what I promised without burning out and working smart. And we get to do that nowadays because we've got these systems and structures. Back in the day, when I started my business, I didn't even have Instagram, there, and woof, I just dated myself. But the truth is that you need to position yourself as an authority on the topic and be yourself while you're at it. And then while you're helping people, now they're going to have clarity. They're going to say, oh, thank goodness I found her. Can you imagine going to a doctor and the doctor's just confused about how to help you? They're just not sure. You're not going to care what degrees on their wall. You're just like, this person's lost and they're just going to give me random medicines and who knows if that's actually going to help me, right? And it's still a doctor, right? Super credible. But if they're not confident, if they're not helping you understand what your problem is and what your options are to fix it, you're going to politely probably say, I'm going to get a second opinion. You're going to be like me and be like, get your life together, man. You got to know how to help me. And when I started this, it wasn't actually just out of inspiration. It was actually out of desperation. When I started my business, there was a huge recession in the country and there were so little jobs and I didn't have the resources to have gas in my car and go driving around from networking to event to networking event. It's funny because I always tell people I am 100% introverted and I'm 100% extroverted. I'll hang out with you, I'll travel the world, but then I also need to have my quiet time and I need to think and I need to read. And so this wasn't even about that. Okay, it wasn't even about that. I wasn't avoiding anyone. I wasn't looking for a shortcut. I literally just didn't have the resources to do things the old way, which forced me to pivot, which forced me to work smart. And maybe right now you're in a situation where you have a sense of urgency or you've said enough is enough. I understand that I can have it all. How do I make that happen, right? So if that's you, look, I totally get it because trust me, when I showed up for myself and I finally drew a line in the sand and I said, this is how I want to build a business, this is what I'm available for, other people literally couldn't help but show up at my door. Now, because of building digital assets, I'm able to help people in over 20 countries. I've got over 115,000 blog subscribers, okay? And many of those, all right, have purchased from me, okay? And the reason I point out to you that 75% of my sales actually come from outside of the US is because I live in the US. So that really proves that you actually don't have to be in person, that the online systems are the ones doing the promoting for me, that it's not me, going around on this insane tour. And let me tell you, it's not something that's saturated. It's not something that's too good to be true. It's not something that only works for certain people. It's definitely something that can work for you too. And you don't have to struggle on this. Success isn't hard. We just sometimes overcomplicate things by either chasing the next shiny object, by copying other people and thinking, if I dress like them or if I went live like they do or if I did what they did, then I would be successful. And that's not necessary because when you do what works, guess what? What works is not a shortcut. It's just what works. Imagine cooking rice with orange juice and you're just like, oh, why doesn't it taste like the one in the restaurant? Look, you don't have to make it harder on yourself. You can, if you follow the simple recipe and you make it with water, salt, etc., whatever else you want to put in it, then you've got, that rice that you were trying to make. The same can be in your business. And so because right now we're in the information age, it's actually smarter to be a pro because there's so much information out there. It doesn't really benefit you to play small, to do things the hard way. You're actually making it 10 times harder for yourself because consumers are so savvy. They're well aware of a lot of recommendations that they have. They know of so many options. Nobody's limited down to hiring the consultant because that's the only consultant in their town, or only shopping at a certain shop because that's the only one near them. We've got the internet. We've got access to a global amazing set of business owners, right? This is a global economy. And so because of building digital assets, you're no longer going to have to chase down people to work with you or to buy from you. And if you actually need to reach your customers, you can create an evergreen client funnel. So let's talk about how much that's actually going to cost you and what that really looks like, because building your email list can be something that you do with organic traffic or with paid traffic. But right now, just at the top of your head, what do you really think it's going to cost you to have a 6-figure business? Like, what do you really think you're going to have to blow your money on? And I tell you this, you can actually advertise absolutely for free. I don't know if you knew this, but imagine if you're advertising something and then you're promoting it, and then you sell something that's super affordable, that's such an easy yes, it's low-hanging fruit, so nobody has to go sit down, talk to their husband about it, nobody has to go talk to their wife about a huge investment. So let's say that out of every X amount of people, somebody buys a $27 product from you, or somebody buys a $10 product. Not only can that literally make you profitable on the front end, or it can totally offset the advertising costs. So people pay to essentially join your list rather than you investing, and then hoping one day that converts to sales. What if you sell something on the front end, super affordable and easy? Yes, you build trust with them, you over deliver on whatever you sold them, whether it's information, services, or physical product, you over deliver. But because you were selling something on the front end that was so affordable, you can literally either offset your costs, which is you're advertising for free because it's paying for itself, or you can actually profit on the front end. And even if you weren't fully profiting or breaking even, like, how cool is it that you can even put yourself in a position to get ads for 50% off or 75% off, right? And so there are some really creative ways that you can do it, so that even if you're technically spending, let's say, $50,000 a month, if you're generating X amount of sales now, not only are you offsetting your advertising, you're getting free leads, you're having people opt into your list, you're attracting followers, but now people don't just feel like, oh, I just found her on the internet, I'm following her. Now they're like, okay, I'm a customer, this was amazing, I had a great experience. Now you've got potential for referrals to come in, testimonials to come in, feedback to come in for your surveys, and so much more. And the benefits are really endless. Whoops, I went a little too fast there. So first of all, what I really like is that when you have a digital asset, you can qualify people. And I find that quality is better than quantity. So if somebody doesn't like my free stuff, if somebody doesn't like what I'm offering, they're not even gonna like my paid stuff. So I'm weeding out all the wrong people, okay? And it's extremely important that you be yourself and that you do not shy away from sharing to who exactly it is that you're looking to help. Then you need to over deliver with that no-brainer offer. So like, for instance, I've got a course that I'll actually link below because I really think this is amazing. And it shows you how to become a coach. Like, it shows you how to create your packages. I show you how to, fill up your programs. I give you a lot of great advice, and this is extremely affordable, okay? It's less than $40, probably even less than $30, but you can get so much value, and then you're saying to yourself, oh my God, if this is what I get at this price point, what does it look like to work with Ilean, on a higher level? And that's what I love, leaving people better than I find them, giving them an opportunity to learn the best information early on, not saving epic information only for people at a certain price point. That's just not how I roll, right? And then you can do the same thing here, right? You can have a Facebook ad or an affiliate promotion, or you can promote it organically, right? And then if they say yes and they buy, great. Not only did they get a great program, they also got a great freebie. And if they said no, they still got a great freebie, and I can follow up via email, add more value, and maybe offer them something else that might be more relevant that they might need. But as you can see, this is something where you can add tons of value, you can help people, you can grow your business, you can grow your database, and start seeing amazing results because of one set of things that you created. And so because of this, now you can actually leverage leverage systems, not simples, leverage systems that are super simple. That way you can increase your profits, because there's nothing worse for somebody to be on social media that's super popular, but it's not very profitable. I know personally a celebrity, and she has like 6 million plus followers, and she actually wasn't being very coachable. She didn't want to do simple things, even like putting a link in her bio. She didn't want to tell people to take action. She wasn't consistent, etc. And with 6 million followers, I remember she launched a product and I don't know, made less than $100, and those are millions of followers. It really blew me away, and it was just such a humble reminder that you literally don't have to know everyone to have a great impact in someone's life. And so if you look at this system here, here's a whole other example. You can actually have your programs sell themselves. So you can use an ad, you can have a referral, whether it's attraction marketing, wherever people come from. The point is you add a ton of value, whether it's your webinar, your video, your call, your blog post, etc. And then you tell them what to do next. My thing is, like, if people got a ton of value out of something, guess what? They're probably want to keep learning. You know, if I absolutely love the seminar, I don't think, oh, that's great, that's all I need for the rest of my life. You know, it's super important that you give people an opportunity to keep learning from you, to keep growing with you. And then after the call to action, they can literally come to a sales page. And after that page, if it's a group program, maybe they can join. But if you're like me, if it's one-on-one, I meet with people before they work with me. Not only is it a significant investment, but I just want to make super sure that we're a good fit. I know what I know, if that makes sense. I know I'm good at what I'm good at, but that doesn't mean that you're always the perfect fit for everyone. And I'd rather keep the long-term relationship and recommend them to someone else, or be dead honest with them about, hey, I can help you, but this is what it's going to look like given your situation. I would rather have that than just have them make a generic purchase, you know, for their business or their life, when it is more of an intimate thing. And so as you can see, either way, it's the same system and you're adding tons of value. And rather than adding tons of value to like 100 people personally, let's say if out of 100 people, 10 apply, and out of the 10 that applied, only 1 or 2 joined, I didn't have to literally go talk to 100 people myself. You know, my system helped me hone in and focus on who those couple of ideal people were, who those, you know, almost a dozen people were. And so this is what's going to help you work smart. And now all you have to do is avoid, you know, those costly mistakes that coaches make, which is not charging their worth. So I just want to remind you, especially because I gave you that celebrity example, you actually don't need to have millions of followers for you to have tons of success. Look at this, just a handful of clients. What is this? 1 to 2 clients a week, and you're able to potentially make a 6-figure income. Now, granted, this is a generic example. I don't know your niche. Maybe you charge 10 times less than this. Maybe you charge 10 times more than this. But this is just to give you an idea that when you package things correctly and you do things strategically, you don't need to be out there selling things by the hour, because that also reduces a lot of stress when it comes to other strategies like attracting followers online, building your email list, and so much more. So trust me, you don't need everyone to say yes immediately if you've got a lot of the right people in your funnel. And one of the things that you can do is work backwards. So if you want 2 to 3 clients, and say to yourself, all right, then maybe at least 10 to 20 need to apply. And for that many to apply, you know, how many need to see my webinar? And so if you know your goal, you can start working backwards. And now let me be very clear. These are very general examples. Some people can close 100% of the people they talk to. Those are, you know, prodigies. Then the industry average is sometimes like 1% of the people who go through your training buy from you. But I've never operated under industry averages. I just find that if you do a much better job at weeding out people on the front end, like you make it so obvious who something is for and who something is not for, it really puts you in a much better position so that you can only attract the attention of the people rather than just trying to get everybody in and see what sticks, right? And so there's a lot of things that you can do, and they're simple. You're doing them already. You're just probably not doing them in a structured way. And don't worry, in the description, I'll also leave you on-demand training I have where you can learn all about digital assets and get even more examples on how it is that I'm doing this. Because look, Warren Buffett said, you only have to do a very few things right in your life, so long as you don't do too many things wrong. So you don't have to know absolutely everything about online marketing. You don't have to be an ultimate tech guru. You don't have to be obsessed with coding. You simply have to be willing to show up and learn the right strategies that you need so that you can succeed. And so I'm really excited to hear how it goes as you start implementing these things. And, you know, let me know also in the comments while you're listening to this, any questions you have, or if there's any, because there's so much to it, right? It's not this simple cookie cutter, well, this is how you do email marketing, right? There's so much to it. Let me know if there's other videos that you'd love where I, you know, expand or build on any particular area that I just went over. So let me know below. Now that you've seen that powerful example on how to grow your email list doing the smartest thing ever, which is building digital assets, it's time for you to take action. It's time for you to truly take it to another level and say yes to your success. And if you'd like my help in doing so, and you'd like to learn more information on how we can partner and together, step by step, we can build your digital assets so that you can have your ideal audience growing all around the world to help you make sales even while you sleep, then check out the link below. Remember, you can have it all and you can have it now. We'll talk soon.